Muckluck here, and I make concise, spoiler-free game reviews that help you decide if you want to buy something without spoiling the game for you. This is Marvel's Midnight Suns, a tactical deck-building RPG. It is available on PC, PS4 and 5, Xbox XS, and Xbox One. It is rated T for teen. The goal of this review is to determine whether or not this game is worth its price tag for you. The game's setting, with no spoilers beyond the tutorial levels. Hydra, yes, the people Captain America is always fighting, have unearthed an ancient power, and after tampering with it, bring a certain Lilith, no, not that Lilith, back to life. Doctor Strange recognizes this as a turning point in a certain prophecy and begins asking various other heroes for help. After his very sanctum comes under attack, he concludes the only way to stop Lilith and her prophecy is to bring back to life the only person who ever fought her successfully in the past, the Hunter. That's you. That's when you create your character. The rest of the story is your adventures controlling the Hunter and the various heroes you recruit to stop Lilith and everyone she controls and prevent the ancient prophecy from coming to pass. The general gameplay. The gameplay generally consists of missions and the time between them. When you start each mission, you will pick 3 heroes from the pool of them you have to bring with you. Occasionally, 1 or more will be required for certain missions to progress. In combat, there are various objectives, such as defeat all enemies, survive a number of turns, or stop a vehicle from escaping before a certain number of turns passes. In combat, you draw cards related to the heroes you have still standing on the field and can play a number of them per turn to accomplish your goal. After completing a mission, you head back home. When home, it will be evening, and you can do various activities at the home base or simply go to sleep to skip to the next day. In the morning, you can go on another mission right away or work on various things around the base to improve yourself. Things like starting research with Tony and Strange at the Forge, practicing in the yard with Blade, or joining a book club. Yeah, you heard that last one right. You can do friendship activities with the homies to increase your friendship score, giving them more abilities in combat. The last item of mention is that you can explore the grounds. There are many mysteries related to the main story and Lilith's past in the explorable area around the home base, and exploring them can yield rewards and more insight as to what happened in the past with Lilith and the Hunter. Marvel's Midnight Suns took me about 48 hours of gameplay for my first playthrough. There is a minimum amount of side content you need to do to hit the ending of the story, but there is no maximum, so you can take your time doing extra missions to level up and gain strength as long as you wish before attempting the final battles. Additionally, after finishing it, you can begin New Game Plus mode that allows you to keep all your heroes and upgrades, even if in the story it doesn't make any sense for you to have them yet, from the start of New Game Plus and continue onward. Comparisons to other games. This one is tricky because this feels like multiple styles of games packaged together. In combat, there are elements similar to XCOM, where you take turns and can use the environment to your advantage, knocking enemies into objects or each other, or hitting them with said objects. However, it is also a deck builder, where you do not have access to all of your skills at any given moment, but draw until your hand is full each turn, then play what you can with a limited number of redraws that you can use each turn. In between missions, there are once again XCOM-esque elements, such as doing research and upgrades and assigning people who get injured to rest instead of taking them on to the next mission. However, the open world elements, where you run around and find clues about your past, more resemble a standard RPG, and earning brownie points with everyone to unlock their friendship bonuses felt like something just short of a dating sim. The details. Graphics. The graphics in the game were good, not bad, not great, but good for most of the talking scenes. But for me, where it really shined was the combat animations and attacks and cinematic cutscenes. Sound and music. On point. There were a few famously recognizable actors, such as Brian Bloom.
Don't get me wrong, Tony and the other Steven are great.
And Steve Blum.
Smell wrong.
Compared to him?
Good point.
And many others. The sound effects themselves were stellar during combat and were like ear candy for many of the attacks. Controls. Marvel's Midnight Suns can be played with a controller or with mouse and keyboard. I played the game with mouse and keyboard and had no issues. Saving system. The game could be saved at any time outside of cutscenes, even in the middle of a mission, so it was easy to pause and come back to as needed. Content creator concerns. None. I streamed my entire playthrough on Twitch and YouTube and uploaded the entire thing to our Muckluck Plays YouTube channel and did not experience any muted VODs or have any issues with copyright claims. Do I have anything negative to say? While not solely a negative comment, I do feel the game was marketed poorly. It was presented as an action-packed deck-building combat game, which it absolutely is part of the time. The rest of the time was running around, exploring areas, and doing activities with a gang to build friendship, like book club, playing games, sharing their hobbies, etc. Again, whether or not this is a negative experience will depend on what you enjoy, but it's worth pointing out. Final thoughts. The graphics and sound were great, the storytelling was fantastic, with a few moments yelling, "That is so cool!" or "Did you guys catch that reference?" Things like Wolverine mentioning the fastball special, a mention of Wanda saying, "No more," mentions of Thanos, and so many more. The cinematics between missions put together made a movie that I really enjoyed. The weight of combat felt great and challenging, with many difficulty settings if you wish to turn it up. The running around looking for clues in friendship games bit I could have done without, but I personally didn't hate it either. They were just kind of there for me. But I did do them to unlock the full story of what happened with Hunter and Lilith. Additionally, although I played the vanilla game, there are DLCs for the game as well, unlocking other heroes, such as Deadpool, Storm, Morbius, and Venom as playable characters. In the end, I really enjoyed this game and had a bug-free experience, but I feel $60 is a bit steep, and that's without the DLCs. If you like the sound of it and share my taste in games, I would wishlist it and grab it the next time it's on sale. Also, it is on Game Pass at the time of recording this video. This video was not sponsored, so if you enjoyed it, please consider hitting that like button to help us out with the YouTube algorithm, and subscribe for more content. If you'd like to see more of my own playthrough of Marvel Midnight Suns, I'll include a link to that playlist from our other channel down below. Subscribe there too. As always, a massive thank you to our dear patrons who make content like this possible. If you'd like to become a supporter and earn early access, there's a link to that in the description. Happy gaming!